Hey everybody, I'm Rachael Ray, and today I'm so excited and so hungry for the inside dish. I am gonna have a huge New York Italian-American feast with one of my favorite New York-born Italian-Americans, Tony Danza. So where are we gonna have this feast? Nope, not in Brooklyn. We're here on Melrose Avenue in the heart of Los Angeles. But according to Tony, this place, Frankie's, they really know how to make good, authentic Italian-American food. So, come hungry, because you're gonna get an earful and a plateful. We're gonna manja today on Inside Dish. If you're looking for the latest fashion and lifestyle trends, you'll find them all and then some on Melrose Avenue. Located near both Beverly Hills and Hollywood, this shopping district features cool record stores, super hip clothing boutiques, tattoo parlors, and some places that simply defy description. Several fine restaurants also line this street, and despite its trendy locations, some of them are not slaves to the latest food fads. Frankie's, for example, offers traditional Italian-American fare in a classic setting. It's also Tony Danza's favorite place to eat here in Los Angeles. And today he's going to tell me about his love of food and give me the inside dish on his roles as husband and father, actor, singer, and his newest job, talk show host. I have to say, this is a huge fantasy payoff for me. All my life, I've wanted to be standing next to a piano just like this one with a handsome, gorgeous man playing it just for me while I'm having a lovely cocktail. I just wish I had a little black dress on, some nice heels.
Me too.
Tony is best known for his roles on TV's Taxi and Who's the Boss. But what you might not know is that he's quite an accomplished singer. He's performed all over the country, and he's even released his own record called The House I Live In.
Get out of here.
Well, welcome to Frankie's.
This place is amazing.
That's right, Frankie's on Melrose, yeah.
So, you know,
Give me a little history of this place?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly
a little
what
history.
I was, yeah.
I was a fighter in New York, and I got a chance to come to California. I got this part in a show called Taxi, which, you know,
I know, I watched.
well, nobody knew.
And
you
I
know,
still watch.
I was a neophyte, so he says, you got a series, you have a series, you had a series. I said, okay, I got a series. I went on to California, and my fight manager, who's actually here, Cha-Cha,
That's awesome.
said to me, when you go to California, go to Carmine's on Little Santa Monica, and it's either Frankie or Carmine, and Frankie Compatelli or Carmine Compatelli, and tell them you're Cha-Cha's fighter, maybe they'll feed you. So I went, and Carmine was there, and I became a regular at the restaurant, of course, and he did feed me. But he was Frankie's brother, and Frankie then came here, and this is sort of a you know, the sequel to that restaurant, and it's always been a special place for us.
I walked into here, I thought, oh, this is heaven.
Oh yeah, you could tell right
How
away.
did I not know?
This is a family-style restaurant, you know, and the recipes go way back. And Frankie's a terrific cook. I mean, he's just a terrific.
Do you like to cook at home too?
I do, yeah.
Because I was gonna say, any Italian man that can sing can also cook. In my experience.
You know, my father did all the cooking in my house.
Yeah, my grandpa too was the.
My father worked. They both worked, but my father got home a little earlier than my mother, and he complained and moaned about he had to make dinner, but he made dinner every night, and he cooked on the weekends, and now we, you know, try to continue that. I don't know. You know, when you're cooking, I watch you on your show. It's sort of zen.
It really is. This is the point I make all the time, is that it's very relaxing, it centers you.
When you're chopping garlic, that's all you're thinking about.
It's all right. It makes everything go away.
And it's also very creative.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. All right, so tell me about this. I know that you act a lot on Broadway, and, you know, the Kevin Spacey and the
yes, I was lucky enough to be in the Iceman Comic.
Oh, everybody loved you too, but especially me. And then, you know, but I really didn't get, and I knew that you were singing at the Rainbow Room and that music.
I'm playing Vegas this weekend. I'm in Vegas this weekend. I've been doing it for about 10 years. About 10 years ago, 9.5. I decided I wanted to be a song and dance man. And I'm a tap dancer. I've been a tap dancer for 20 some odd years. And after I got out of Taxi, we did a show in Taxi where we pretended to tap dance.
Yeah.
And I said, gee, I wish I knew how to really do that. And I got myself a teacher. One of the great things about being in LA and having a little bit of disposable income is you can afford to go get a teacher. So I got myself a teacher, and I got really hooked on it. And you could ask some of these guys here. I used to come and I'd have a piece of plywood in my car, and I'd pull it out and say, "Watch this step," and they'd be going, "Oh, here he comes again." But I got really hooked on it. And then about 10 years ago, I decided I wanted to try and because I could tap dance, it sort of gave me some license. It allowed me to try.
What about the music part of it? Did you sing as a child?
I'm Italian, so I sing, but I studied. I got myself a teacher, and and technique. A little technique goes a long way, as you know, in cooking it does. And then I've been fooling around with this. I wish I had my trumpet with me. I play a little bit. I've been really working on the trumpet.
You're kidding me.
And by the way, ask these guys just to tell you, it was painful for a while.
I can imagine.
But now I'm starting to actually, I can actually play a little bit.
Such a cool Renaissance guy of today.
Here's what I find. I find that we are all afraid. It's called latent life endeavors. We're all afraid. We say, well, I have no time to practice. I wish I would have started when I was young. The reality is that it's not how much you practice, it's how long you stick with it. Right. And nowadays, I don't know about you guys, but 5 years like this, it goes by.
Ain't nothing.
Right?
So 5 years from now.
Exactly. If you've stuck with it, if you're still doing it, all of a sudden you go, wow, I've been doing this for 5 years. And I think also, what do we got? One life, right?
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Next time around, I'll try the piano. No, you might as well do it this time.
Might as well do it this time.
So that's why I look at it.
Stick around, everybody. Tony's going to give us the scoop on his latest venture as talk show host.
You also, as a talk show host, you got to get out and be part of what is New York and the scene. What did you do last night? Well, let me tell you,
And later, he tells us how his life might have turned out differently.
How about this? I was almost in Dean Martin's family.
I'm here at Frankie's on Melrose with Tony Danza. Let's find out about some of the great food that makes this Tony's favorite hangout.
So, what do you like to eat here?
I eat anything Frankie makes, but he's really,
Everything's great.
Yeah, he knows.
He
broccoli rabe with the sausage.
Nice.
And he's got a thing here called Chicken Joseph, and he's got some interesting.
The menu, I got to tell you, I saw it. It's fantastic.
It's a great little restaurant, and it's a real family place, and it's cool.
All right, well, I don't want to keep them waiting. We should probably sit down.
While Tony and I get seated, let's take a peek in the kitchen and find out what Frankie's got cooking.
We want to get my nice clothes wet, even if it is for Tony Danza, you know what I mean? But we want to talk a little bit about Frankie's, what we specialize in. And Frankie's specialty is seafood, as you can see. We take everything in from New York. We have clams from Long Island, Prince Edward Island mussels, Blue Point oysters, Maine lobster, shrimp from Mexico because they happen to be the best. So Tony's favorite dish starts with beautiful broccoli rabe. With broccoli rabe is a wild broccoli that they found in Italy, and they grow it up north in San Francisco. It has a very unique flavor and taste. So what we do for Tony is we make some beautiful sausages that we just put in the oven and browned off. We're going to add just a little bit of fresh garlic. We're going to take a little bit of white wine. We're going to take a little bit of beautiful virgin olive oil, a little salt and pepper, of course. Now we're going to add just fresh broccoli rabe right on top of that. There, we got it. Boy, is it looking good. Wow. I wish you guys could really smell this. The smell of it is so wonderful. You should have smell-o-rama on this show here. And if this isn't Italian, I don't know what Italian is. This is New York Italian food right there.
So we have a nice 97 Barolo here.
Fantastic. The only thing better than standing next to a dangerously handsome man playing the piano just for you is to sit down and have him pour you a little Barolo wine right before you have dinner.
I'm liking you more and more, Rach.
Good is
Very
that?
nice, very nice.
You can have a lot of cooking on this new show of yours.
Oh, absolutely. We built a kitchen right into the set.
You're kidding me.
Oh, yeah. I don't
So
want
I really can stop by. We can cook.
Of course. I really see myself, every day saying, oh, what are we going to make today? So I'm looking forward to that.
So how's it going to work, though? You're still going to have your home here in New York, primary?
Well, I'm going to be in New York. My daughter, Katie, as a senior next year, so I can't move her.
So she's got to be in California.
Yeah, she'll finish here. She'll finish. My wife and the two girls will stay here, and then I'll do a bunch of commuting, and we'll make it work. I mean, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. It'll be hard on me, I think, because I get lonely. I mean, basically, that's where it's at.
Sure, yeah. And your phone bill.
Well, you know, I think also, though, that I'm going to be pretty busy. I think doing 5 hours of live TV a week is not going to be the easiest thing.
It's an enormous amount in preparing for the next show.
And not only that, but you know, you also, as a talk show host, you got to get out and be part of what is New York and the scene. Well, what'd you do last night? Well, let me tell you, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, by the way,
got to be some tidbits.
I'm looking forward to that.
Amazing.
It's a very different way of life. It really is.
Tony's hard work on his show isn't just for his benefit. He also sees himself as a positive example for his 2 growing daughters and his adult son.
I mean, I think you also, you know, with kids, you got to really raise them by example. You know, you can tell them all you want, but if they don't see you doing what you say. And one of the things about my parents, you know, my father was, like I said, a garbage man for the city. And I used to do this joke that he worked on the block that I lived on and went to school on. And I was always so proud of him because he used to drop me off at school with the truck.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never forget my first day of high school. He let me ride inside the truck. But anyway, but the thing that I remember is that, you know, when it snowed, you know, I wouldn't see him for 4 days. You know, he'd go.
Yeah.
He'd get up in the morning and go. And my mother, I remember one time my mother was not feeling well. It was like a Thursday or something, and she wasn't feeling well. She really was sick. And I said, Mom, why don't you stay home today? You know, she's like, can't, I have to do, you know, have this thing, I got to do this today. So there was this tremendous work ethic that no matter what, they did their job. And I think that that's important that, you know, not only do I do it, but I show them.
That the kids can literally see it, not that you're
because
just saying
otherwise,
it.
and that's how I learned about it. Not because they told me, hey, you got to work hard, because I saw them work hard.
Right.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll hear about the world's biggest meatball and find out what special dish has Tony kissing his host.
It just makes it better.
Tony Danza's television career began in 1978 with Taxi, where he worked with an ensemble cast that included Judd Hirsch, Mary Lou Henner, Andy Kaufman, Christopher Lloyd, and Danny DeVito. From there, he went on to Who's the Boss in 1984, where he watched Alyssa Milano and Danny Pintaro grow up.
Do you still talk to anybody from back in the day, though? I mean, I so love Taxi. I still watch it to this day. We were just talking about that.
Oh, no, no,
do you
yeah.
still talk to any of the crowd?
Absolutely.
Do you
We just actually were all together recently. We did a reunion for the Today Show. Aside from talking to them normally, but what's funny about being together with those guys is it's like you saw them yesterday. You know, we're really a close bunch. I mean, they were all in here many times in this restaurant. Those guys, you know.
Wow.
And so we, you know, Mary Lou's like she makes sure we actually stay together. Mary Lou's really
That's
good,
great.
and Danny and I speak to each other, and it's just it was a great group, and I try to keep in touch with them, both that show and Who's the Boss. I just try to. You know, you spend 8 hours a day.
Who's the
with
Boss?
people
You're on
for so
even
many
longer
years.
than Taxi, right?
Yeah, it was
like
8 years. Yeah, it was 8 years, almost 200 shows, 199 shows.
Unbelievable.
And I watched those kids grow up, you know, and I'm very proud of them. I was watching Charmed last night,
Do
actually.
you feel a little bit like her, you know, like part of her family, like little daddy like
almost too much, so. Certainly for her, too much. She had a dad. She didn't need another one. But I mean, I'm proud of them. You know, Danny Pintaro went to Stanford, graduated from Stanford.
Wow.
I know. And now he's in New York trying to.
Tony, mangiata, my man.
Frank,
Wow.
Food
It's
here.
about time.
No, I didn't want to disappoint you. We couldn't get the crab, so we had to make you lobster in the sauce.
I'll have to.
So I hate to make you suffer like that.
Let me make room, let me make
Frankie
room.
Compatelli, the proprietor of this illustrious joint.
That's amazing, Frankie. It's gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty?
What do you taste that?
And this is our favorite salad.
Oh, that's my favorite.
How many years
let's
we're
make
making
room.
this salad?
It's a long time. A long time. It's 20.
It can't be that long because we're not that old. are we?
Yeah, sure. Check. Like I said a while ago, check your birth certificate,
Right.
Frankie.
That is
Isn't that
gorgeous.
great?
Look at that.
This is you know, Rachel, this is our salad that we eat on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
And it brings in all the 7 fishes.
7 fishes.
I got one more of your specials before you.
All right, here.
Are you kidding? There's more
Make
food?
room.
Oh no! This
You
is
know,
our-
I'm
this is his
starving.
other favorite. Broccoli.
Oh, the sausage.
This is
yum.
Italian. This is Italian.
That's gorgeous.
Frankie, you're killing
And
me.
I gotta give you a meatball. Just because I'm known as Frankie Meatballs.
Frankie meatballs.
Oh, you know, I'm the world record holder of meatballs.
Oh, you don't know
I'm
that?
the Guinness Book of World
How
Records.
big?
26-pound meatball. Isn't that amazing? At 26 pounds. There's my challenge, guys. Anybody wants to beat my record? 26 and over.
It
You can do
scares me.
it.
It scares me to think about a 26-pound meatball.
I finally got
I think
myself
that
in a book
makes
somewhere.
52 pounds on us.
So now wait a minute. Are we? This TV show. We're just going to eat.
Yeah.
I would hope
That's
so.
a tough
This
job.
is my kind of TV show.
It's not plastic, isn't it? No, that's real.
sure.
You know.
Where's your plate?
Don't
You
worry.
know what the best part of cooking for Tony is?
What?
Because he loves to eat. I mean, there's
He
no
really
one in the
does.
world that likes to eat more than Tony Danza.
all the nice, happy lines
and he
on
makes
it,
you
too.
happy. You know the way it
Just
is.
smiles
If
all the
somebody
time.
enjoys the food that you cook, you love to cook for them.
And it means 10 times more.
It just makes it better.
Oh, it's delicious.
It just makes it better.
Great. All right, come on.
Okay, enjoy, guys. Enjoy.
Watching. My mama's going to be
What
in
we're gonna
tears at the end of the
I'm
show.
gonna have a
I don't know.
little
What are you
bit
going to have?
of
I
this.
want
I'm
some
gonna
of
have a
that
little
too.
bit of this. Let me start with this.
Yeah, I want some of this too. I'm right with you.
I
there.
could turn into a broccoli Rob. I really could. I mean, that's my little...
Oh, the seafood salad though, huh?
Yeah, all right. Now, look, let's move this into
Yeah,
here.
I'm gonna- yeah.
No, here. We'll move this
I'm
here.
gonna pile it up. I'm gonna get a little
Come
bit
on,
of
I have a
everything.
lobster.
I'm gonna put this right next to you
Okay,
so you can
good.
get some of that because it's huge.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm already...
You're already deeply enthralled in it. I know.
Heck, so much for talking. This is when it gets quiet.
It's fantastic. I can't tell you how good that is.
Maybe I could join you for a few
Baby, you're
Please do.
fantastic. Come here. Come here.
Calm it down, Frank.
Honey, you gotta eat. Where's your plate?
Coming up, we'll find out how Tony's first wife reacted to his marriage proposal. Stay tuned.
So she looked at me, she said, why don't we have that appetizer first? Oh, you've done it, Frank.
While I'm enjoying this delicious lunch here at Frankie's on Melrose with owner Frankie Compatelli and one of his favorite customers, Tony Danza, I want to hear a little bit about how Tony met his wife.
When I first came to Hollywood, I took my wife. Today's my anniversary, 18 years I'm married today.
Oh, love lasts.
You know, they said it wouldn't last, but anyway.
They were wrong.
We took my first date, I took her to Carmine's, which was, you know, Frankie and
My
my brother's
brother's
restaurant.
right, yeah.
And by the way, Dean Martin was there that night. And that's who hung out at this restaurant. It was unbelievable. I mean,
Wow.
That's where I met Dean Martin at Frankie's restaurant. He liked the Chinese food too. No, I'm only kidding. but no, it was incredible. But I took her to the thing and I was telling her about the hot appetizer. So I told my wife, oh, we gotta have this hot appetizer. By the way, this is our first date. You know, and by the way, I had chased her for a long time and I finally got her to go out with me, you know.
Pretty please.
She didn't want to go out with an actor. Well, she didn't want to go out with this actor. Anyway, so I take her to the place and we sit down, and Eddie DeBelligente was the maitre d', and we sit down, and the drinks landed, and I looked at my wife, this girl, and I said, hey, why don't we just get married?
Oh,
So first
no!
first
Really?
date.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
This is a new story over
I
here.
said,
That's great.
wait, see what she
Oh.
said. She says, she looks at me, there was like a little bit of a pause, and she looked at me, she said, why don't we have that appetizer first? You'd sit down with Dean. You'd sit down with Dean Martin. And hang out. It was unbelievable.
And
you know.
it was almost like he owned the restaurant. He would go over to every table and say,
Yeah.
he was the most gracious man.
No, he was the greatest. My mother loved Dean Martin. Loved Dean Martin, you know.
Oh, me too.
So I said to her, hey, when you come to California, I'll take you to Carmine's. You get to meet Dean Martin. So I take her, right? By the way, she had like one album. She played it all the time. She just played this one album all day. He became like a member of our family. So anyway, I took her to the place, and so I did that. And by the end of the night, not only did she meet Dean Martin, but she was in his booth with him.
Oh my.
So there's my mother and Dean Martin sitting across from one another, holding hands and gazing into each other's eyes.
Unbelievable.
I'm not kidding you. And my mother said, Dean, she says, I've seen all your movies. I never missed your TV show. I do have one of your albums. You know, she says, and now here you are, sitting across from me, gazing into my eyes and holding my hands. And Dean Martin said, that's America.
That's a perfect way.
It was amazing. It was really amazing. By the way, how about this? I was almost in Dean Martin's family.
What are you talking
Right,
about?
Because my
Right,
brother
brother.
worked at Frankie's at Carmine's,
Right.
and he started going out with Dina Martin.
No way.
Now, she probably won't want to hear this, but there was a moment in time.